2018 U.S. Amateur Championships, Palm Harbor, Florida, at Strokers Billiards. Jeff Abernathy versus John Vitale. Drew that ball a long ways. It sure is. Anytime you're on the rail, it's always a tough shot. He has to really slow roll it. I don't think he's going to punch it when he's on the rail like this. There's too much elevation there. Well, he did. He certainly did.
That's why you don't do that. Jeff has a very similar shot. It's maybe a little easier, but it's just tougher to get on the 8. It looks very straight as an arrow.
Yeah, I mean, if he opts to play it in the side, he can just roll past the pocket. If he opts to shoot it in the corner, he'll probably put some spin on it, come across the middle of the table, and to shoot the 8 on the other side.
What's going on, troublemaker? Not much.
Ooh. Yeah, that's kind of why I prefer those shots, taking it all the way down to the corner and then spinning the cue ball across for the 8. You have a much bigger pocket to shoot at. And he may come around 2 rails, or he may go up 1 and down the middle. Looks like he's going to go 2. He's opting to go in the corner with the 8. Yeah, I think a stop shot will work okay here. If he has any angle, he'll come off the rail.
I think he's straight enough that he can go past the side and play the 9 on the other side. Maybe easier to control, not have to smash it so far.
When does Alan want to do this? Question mark.
He went in between.
He stepped up.
Yikes.
Jump right up when he shot that ball. I guess he didn't.
Again, that's not having a clear idea in your head before you stand down. If you're waffling with 2 different positions, you have to determine that before you get down on the shot. Going in the corner here. Ooh, right off the point. Wow. Well, I think he was a little bit too concerned about scratching cross side. He should have just made the ball.
Yeah, he really had the opportunity to roll that thing and just go twice across the table.
And Jeff pays a fine shot for the win. I'm not sure if this is the second game, Kerry, because we were down while we were rebooting there.
score for yourself?
That was, I think, the first rack.
You think it was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right.
So they go there and just get tuned up, hit some balls, and just get ready. All right, I'm going to check out the Beginning Academy, right? Thank you.
Well, that's interesting. They played one rack 8-ball. You don't have to play the whole side, huh? You can swap back and forth?
No, they just played them. They have to play through 8 racks.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. You can't swap back and forth. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely have seen this website.
Well, that was a long game then.
It sure was. Yeah, I think if you look, there's a little scorecard right above where it says US Amateur. They have not written in the score yet. But it is played.
Mine is small. Mine's only 8,000 square feet.
So apparently these guys are not doing rack your own.
This table actually doesn't rack too badly. Some of the tables are much more difficult.
You know, Ray was having a lot more problem than Brian was in the last match.
Yeah, actually I was having some trouble, and Jeff came over and just mentioned what he did, and I did what he did, and it worked. So I think sometimes people get maybe too competitive on the rack. You know, ideally both want the same thing. Hopefully, assuming you're playing honestly.
Well, absolutely. As a shooter, you want a tight rack. As the racker, you want a tight rack.
Has a fairly difficult cut here, but it does come out nice for sure. It's only concern might be that side pocket.
And his position was out of line too, because he didn't want to go between the 3 and the 4 there. Well, Jeff has opted to play defense, put the one down on the foot rail. John's got a shot at it. I think he'll play defense right back.
I agree. He has a nice shot. He can basically cut the one ball into the rails at 6 and hold it right there. The 2 rails down behind the 2 ball.
Yeah, he wanted to play it a lot slower and leave the 7-9 in between the 1 and the cue ball. Still not a great shot here. He might have a half a pocket to shoot at the side with the 1. Looks like he likes it. Nope, he didn't like it. That's a pretty good leave.
It is.
I think the 1 back cuts though.
I think it does too. Big shot. It's a very difficult shot. Wow, he hit that fantastic.
So Kerry's right up on his microphone. You fellas out there on the chat, are you still having trouble hearing his commentary?
Yeah, guys, how do I sound now? Am I loud enough?
I guess she hung out with him. Telling some people off, you don't want to brag about it.
He killed the ball well there. Leaves himself a nice shot on the 3. He should come right out off the side rail to the middle of the table. Play the 4 in the corner.
Wow, those first 3 balls were his toughest, and he got through that, so he must be feeling a little bit of relief right now. Looks like he's in good shape. New stock shot, down 2 rails for the 6.
The 7 must pass the 9 easy. Yeah, he's in good position now. Bring the cue ball down to the foot rail for the 6. Two rail position for the 7 in the corner. Go down table for the 8. Hit that a little hard.
Yeah, he should come out okay. Now the question is, do you still play it 2 rails out or no? Might be nice to just come straight up the table. Actually, it almost looks like even if he gets on the other side of the 7, I think he can clear the 9 possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be good even.
And then looks like that's what he's going to do, is just float up.
Actually, straight in works too. As long as he can draw back and avoid that side pocket, he should be in nice shape on the 8.
I think he has a little bit of angle here. Nope, he was straight in.
Oh, he came out pretty good.
These guys will leave themselves tough cuts for the out. I'd have rather been another 2 diamonds closer to the head rail there.
Here, I think he'll hit the 2nd rail. It's a pretty thin cut. Well, he's going to get a nice kiss on that 9 ball.
Yeah, there's a nice lucky kiss. Nothing wrong with that. John Vitale closing out game number 2. Tied up at 1. I'm saying you're hard to hear. Swallow that mic.
Looks like John's taking a quick bathroom break.
So, Kerry, is it just between the players, whether it's rack your own or The opponent racks?
The default for the tournament is to rack for each other, but generally, if there's any kind of difficulty with that, most players are pretty agreeable to racking their own.
We've seen it both ways.
Yeah, obviously the goal is to get a tight rack for both players, and if they feel they're having trouble doing that, it makes sense to rack for yourself, because you're right there, you can immediately know whether it's a good rack or a bad rack. It saves some time.
And we'll take a moment here to thank our sponsors. 2013 U.S. Amateur Open, brought to you by APA, poolplayers.com, Strokers Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida, NYCgrind, CNC Gas, and Coney's Collections.
And of course, don't forget InsidePool for bringing us this free stream. We do a lot of stuff, a lot of different streams, and pro tournaments, amateur tournaments. It's a great entertainment for people like me that love to watch pool matches.
It sure is.
I believe John made a ball on his last break. Let's see if he can do the same.
Start of rack 3.
He lost his cue ball a little bit there.
Yeah.
The 8-ball trickles in the side, and he's got a pretty thin cut on that 1 ball.
That's a long reach. And John's pulling out his extension.
I always think it looks so funny when the guy has like a 3-foot-long bridge, but sometimes it's the easiest way to make the ball with any kind of control. Look how good he might come out on this.
Or not.
Or not.
It's like, I'm sorry, no way.
Tough to tell. I don't know if he can force that in. They're asking for a ref.
You think he's going to need to cut this thin into the rail and try to come all the way back up to the table?
Yeah, he could feather it. I think he's actually trying to make it.
Yeah, that's sort of what I pictured him doing. This is actually, it came out pretty good. I thought he would leave more of an easier rail first shot, but I don't know that this one's too easy to make right first.
That doesn't look too easy. It's pretty far out of the pocket with that 8 sitting right up there. Now that's a good play.
Absolutely.
Jeff has put John back on the defensive. He's got a thin cut all the way down table, but I think he'll opt to play defense again. He might be seeing a safety battle here.
Joshua in the chat. I am not sure if you can watch this on a PS3. Basically, you need to have access to the website InsidePool.tv or else a Ustream app. So many people on their smartphones or whatever can use the Ustream app and just put in InsidePool, 2 words, search for that, and it'll come right up.
And that safety attempt did not work. Left Jeff open on the 2-ball.
My money's on Jeff to get up here. He's got a nice looking open table.
So his is too loud and yours is too low. That's what they're saying?
They're not saying mine's too loud. They're just saying his is too low.
His is too low.
Mm-hmm.
Try that.
Hey guys out there in the chat, how does my voice sound now as far as volume?
Too loud. It'll take some a while.
Alright, I think we have our microphone situation under control.
You got a little straight on this 5-ball. Good shot.
Now he's going to be a little straight on the 6, but luckily all he has to do is get past the 9 and he's okay.
Mm-hmm. The last thing he wants to do is leave himself frozen on the rail for that 7, though. There you go.
It's going to work out. I assume he'll play those 3 rails a little bit on the short side for the 9. Draw this ball?
He sure did.
Wow, that is very scary.
Risky. He came very close to that side pocket. To me, the natural was just to go 3 rails.
Yeah,
Take you right around the table down by the 9.
Much simpler.
And he puts it right in the hole to take the lead, 2-1. We're live here at Strokers, Palm Harbor, Florida. I'm Scott Lee, joined in the booth by Kerry McAuliffe. We're watching John Vitale versus Jeff Abernathy. Score is 2-1. So Kerry John's from up in your neck of the woods. Have you run across him?
Yeah, actually, no. He's from Connecticut. I don't really get down to play much of anything in Connecticut except for the qualifier for this tournament. And every time for the APA singles regional qualifiers like 8-ball and 9-ball, they have those in Connecticut, but I've never come across John before. I do remember seeing him down at the regional qualifier for this event. I've never actually watched him play, though.
I think he plays out of Crown Billiards in Old London.
Oh, okay. A lot of strong players down there.
Mm-hmm. I guess he probably goes up and plays at snookers every once in a while.
That could be. I definitely make my way down there as often as possible. That's a pretty strong Wednesday night tournament they have there.
And a nice room.
Very nice. Yeah, one of the best places in New England to play. Let's see if he can see this ball cleanly and clearly enough to pocket it. It looks like he can, but he's going to have a tricky time holding up for the 3.
I think if it were me, I'd almost stun the ball twice across, end up pretty much where the 4 ball is now for the 3. I mean, where the 2 ball is now for the 3. If he doesn't do that, then he's going to have to roll it up there slow with a little inside spin and just come down below that 8 ball.
He may be able to play short side of the 3 ball. Just come 1 rail across on the far side of the 3. Oh, wow, that was unlucky, but he sure...
risky.
I take that back. It was very lucky. Straight in on that 3 ball. That's a nice place to be. I like to draw this ball a little bit to stay on the low side of the 8 ball. Keep a good angle on the 5 ball. And that's what he did.
Pocket the 5, run down table for the 6. Little bit of angle. You get a lot straighter than he needs to be.
He may just stop this ball, play the 7 in the side.
That's what he did. I think if it were me, though, I'd play the 7 in the corner instead of in the side. A lot easier to get on that 8 ball.
That's true. Unless, again, he stops the ball and takes the difficult shot on the 8. No, he did exactly what you said, and that seems like a good way to go. He's got a pretty nice angle here to just draw back 1 rail, a 9 in the upper left.
Oh, man.
It was a tough miss. And, wow, is he going to scratch on the side also?
Oh, boy.
That's rough. That certainly opens the door to John Vitale to get back in this match.
Well, he definitely hurried. I'm seeing this over and over, and it doesn't seem to matter whether it's with the former champion players or the other competitors here. If you get in a hurry, you get in a hurry to miss. Good shot, John. Lays up nice on the 9. Going to tie it up here. Wow.
He lifted his head up on that shot, and, you know, to be honest, I was thinking about this. I really think when he had the ball in hand, he would have been much better off playing to go to the top rail and the left rail, 2 rails, because then he's coming straight down the line of the shot on the 9, and the speed control is not an issue at that point. He has 5 feet to get perfect on it, whereas, you know, he overran his position a couple inches there, and it must have got to him.
It took a lot more time on that shot.
Yeah, each one of these difficult 9 balls, Jeff's come through.
Well, he got lucky there because that's a big swing, 3-1 versus 2-2. Also,
there's a pretty big mental toll I think you pay when you feel like you should have won a game and you're on the 9 and you miss it. You know you're supposed to make that ball.
Yeah.
That's it's quite a skill or ability to be able to shrug that off and go right back to business as usual.
It's a race to 7 here. Jeff let his cue ball go there quite a bit.
He did, but it looks like he's going to be okay.
Did pocket a ball. Does have a shot on the 1.
I'm not so sure why he hit that so hard.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Certainly didn't have to.
It almost seemed like he had the opportunity to play the combo softly and be in a little better position to make.
Well, even if he
one.
didn't play the combo, if he shoots the 1 and doesn't even touch the 3,
He hit that safety very nicely, though.
the 3 stays there. Yeah, he got away with it.
Now I wonder where that 9 ball goes. If he can come 2 rails behind this 2 solidly, is that 9 lined up in the side pocket?
Or it may go off the 7
yeah.
cross side.
Yep, that is.
I think this is a shot where you let your stroke out here a little bit, hope for something good to happen.
He certainly made the hit, and we figured he would, but
that didn't turn out well for him.
No, it doesn't look good for this rack.
But then we've just seen both players miss what we felt were pretty easy shots.
Yeah, they're all easy from over here, as I've heard them say a million times. All he has to do is avoid this 8 ball, and he should be good. And wow, he almost didn't.
Start at 5.
I'm going to come down table for the 6 ball.
Yeah, he hit that one nice. Might have actually overrun it a little bit. He's going to get real close to straight here.
No, he's got angle. He'll come right up the 2 rail shape on the 7. Now we'll see if he's going to play the 8 in the corner or in the side.
I would think he'll play this in the same pocket. But he
Wow.
forgot to use a little English there. He actually isn't that bad. The only problem is he's so thin to hold this ball up for the 9 in the same pocket will be tough. He may elect to play into the 9 ball.
Or he may have to go all the way around the table.
Yeah, I think it looks like he has the angle here to roll square into the 9. Actually, now from this view, I have to say perhaps not. He might hit the
No, he's
side
trying.
of the 9.
He's going to try to hit the 9.
Track towards the side pocket. And that's exactly what happened. He might be okay. He's going to be long on this shot.
I think this is one of those times he would rather hit the corner of the pocket.
Yep.
Got a tester here for this 9 ball.
This is about the toughest 9 ball that we've seen so far in this match. I mean, it looks like he is dead straight in and on the rail. That's about as bad as it gets.
You don't get too many tougher shots. Again, this is going to be a big swing here, 3-2 versus 4-1.
Oh boy,
you made
hit
it.
that perfect.
Good shot. So Jeff Abernathy wins game 5, takes the lead 4-1.
It is time for shift change here at Sterling. If you have an open tab, please go to the bar.
Hey guys out there in the chat while we're in between racks, everything sound okay with the microphones now?
Jeff going up to check the rack. Breaking from the side here, trying to pocket the wing ball and the 1. Wing ball goes right in. 1 ball gets bounced out toward the corner pocket, but he does have at least a way to see it.
Looks like he can only see the left side of the 1 ball, and probably not enough of it to consider drawing to make the 8.
No, I don't think so. It's too close to the rail there anyway. Oh, he did.
Went for it.
Wow.
Oh, and he's
not going to like that.
Doesn't like that outcome at all.
That's one of those shots where you go for that, making the 2nd ball with the cue ball there, but you don't know what's going to happen after it comes off the 8.
could come out okay. If he can hit this one ball dead square, he might come out okay. It's a very tough kick to get good on.
No rail.
No rail.
Ball in hand.
Well, this is a must run out rack for John at this point.
Certainly an opportunity to get right back in this match.
Yep. The difficulty in this rack I see is getting from the 5 to the 6 bar.
Well, if he plays a stop shot on the 3...
That's exactly what I was just thinking, yep. He can punch over to the side
Yeah, that
rail.
tangent line will come right down table for the 6. Should draw above the 2 here, I think.
It looked like he hesitated on that stroke a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to make a stop shot on a 3 awfully tough.
Sure is. He can probably roll across the table twice.
Yeah, he's probably going to go twice across. But he didn't have to do that. He's almost indecisive down there on the shot.
Yeah, agreed. This is certainly going to make this rack play a lot tougher. But again, he can roll this ball in and go across to the right side of the table and then play one rail to get on the 6 from the 5, and that's a pretty good way to get out as well.
Or he may go across and shoot the 5 in the side by the 3.
Sure.
See what he has to do here. Very hard to second guess these players because there's so many options.
He hit that ball excellent. But he's got a little bit more cut than he might have liked.
Yeah. I think he might have wanted to spin that and play that 5 in the side. But now he's on the 50-yard line.
This kind of shot, I like to just roll it with a little left. It plays pretty natural. Really, all he has to do is get past the side pocket, and he's adequate on the 6. He hit that perfect. It was a very nice shot. I think this is the type of shot where I think the quote correct way is to go 2 rails, but me personally, I like to just roll it with a little inside. I feel like I have more control and it's easier to not let that angle get away from me.
I think going 1 rail, he has a much better chance of staying on the right side of the 7.
True.
That's what he's opting to do.
He almost under-hit that ball a little bit, but he's okay. He should be able to float to the side rail, play the 9 on the bottom right.
Yep. Oh, man, another major error. Wow.
He just came through that ball a little low, and he sure didn't want to do that.
Even though you've got an extension, this is just not the cut angle you want on the game ball.
Not at 4-1 either.
He jumped up, but
Wow.
still made it. Well, you're back in the game. John Vitale wins game 6, scores 4-2, favor of Jeff Abernathy. Take a minute here to thank our sponsors. Brought to you by APAPoolPlayers.com, Strokers Billiards, Palm Harbor, Florida, NYCgrind, InsidePool TV, CNG Gas, excuse me, and Corey's Collections. Yeah, that was a nice shot, but he sure didn't have to shoot it that way. He got tough. But this is what makes champion players. You got to come with the shot. As I am fond of saying, on demand, under pressure, in 1 try. Because you know what, Kerry? If we got 3 tries, we'd all be effing.
It would certainly help. Although some of the things I've seen him do might take a few more than 3 tries for me.
Well, John's lost his cue ball on the break here.
Too bad, too. He hit it great, and he made a ball, and things looked good, but he just got a little too low on that cue ball. Now, again, this is the type of rack where there's some congestion. Your opponent just fouled on the break, and your first thought might be a 3-foul situation, but there is no 3-foul rule in effect in this format.
I think he's going to try and feather the 1 here and pocket the 6.
Kiss the 6, yeah, that could be. I wonder if he has the room to squeeze the cue ball between the 6 and the rail and just shoot the 1 out and draw the cue ball right underneath the 6. At least that way he knows he's coming to a wide open table. Because here he's got a lot of variables to control. He has to really control that 1 ball.
To me, it's astonishing why anybody takes ball in hand and puts the cue ball where you have to shoot jacked up over a ball. That's just silly.
Yeah, I think shooting the 1 away, it's very hard to go wrong. Okay, I think he's looking at putting the 1 ball on the other side of the 8 and the cue ball on the other side of the 6. Oh no, he just billiarded the 6 right in. Oh, he came out good. He certainly did control the 1 ball there. And it looks like a stop shot may give him a slight angle to go 2 rails for the 5.
He's got to, yeah.
Or he may elect to draw back a little like that.
He did.
It's interesting, everyone has their own shooting style and specific shots that they're comfortable with or not comfortable with, so sometimes hard to guess what people are going to do.
Well, and there is no correct decision. If the ball goes in, you get to go again.
And unfortunately, he has come up on the 50-yard line here.
Wow. I thought he was going to roll down for that 5, but I thought he'd come a lot lower.
Well, he's close enough to it that he can probably cut this ball pretty accurately, maybe with a little inside English, and kill the ball on the 2nd rail, come straight back up the table for the 7. Oh, he was able to draw it. I thought he had to hit it much thinner than that, but unfortunately, here he is again with a sort of 50-yard line type shot. I mean, he can cut it in the side, but he's really going to turn the cue ball loose. And I don't. And
he probably can cut it in the corner if he can catch the corner of the side pocket.
I wonder if he can. Let's see if we can see it any better from the other view.
See, it's above the side enough.
But it certainly looks like that's what he's going to try.
That's what he's going to do.
Oh boy, he hit that very good. That's as good as you can do from there, I'd say.
Now all he's got to do is cut the 8 in, go 2 rails for position on the 9. He wants to put it right back down around where it is right now, a little farther down.
Yeah, this is one of those shots on a fast table. A lot of players, it looks like, are a little bit afraid of the speed and they let up on their stroke, but this is a ball you really got to stroke it in if you want to get that line out of the 2 rails.
Well, what he wants to do is come in on the line where that piece of chalk is on the rail. Come off the top rail, hit the long rail,
if he's
and hit
thin
for
enough,
that chalk.
He could even follow this ball 4 rails and get good on the 9.
Wow, and he did that.
That is what he did, but he needed to hit a little harder than that to get that sort of angle.
See, he ended up right where that chalk was,
Not
just
bad,
the
not
opposite way of what we thought he was going to do. And he pockets the 9. Finishes up game 7. Jeff Abernathy in the lead, 5-2 over John Vitale. Which mic is hotter, Kerry's or Scott's? I'm Scott.
That was probably the best break of the match so far. He hit it very square, made a ball, has a shot on the 1. If he can punch this ball between the 3 and the 7 and not hook himself behind the 6, he should be in good shape.
Thanks, guys. And the other thing he can do here is he can pocket the 1 and just roll up on the 3, which will take him past the 7 and give him an easy shot.
And I think that's what he's going to do.
Oh, he didn't get past it, though. Hit it square in the face.
This is a shot where it's not too tough of a jump shot. The only problem is he's got no chance of getting back for shape on that 3 ball. He may be able to go rail first and play 3 rails, so his only issue there would be avoiding the 8 ball.
He's getting his jump cue out. And again, like you say, there's also the possibility that you can jump the cue off the table here. Anytime the object ball is that close to the rail.
The other thing is he's got to hit it pretty hard to get enough draw to do anything, but I guess he's just going to accept this. And
I think we're going to see a safety.
got several different options here. I think, hanger ball. In my mind, I hear Earl saying, "I'll jump this full ball with a Mucci and draw all the way back for that 3 ball." I was thinking that those words in my head right when you typed them. I don't believe they allow Earl Strickland to play in the U.S. Amateur Championship, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for the rest of us. Got a slight double
kissed it, and
oh boy, that's a tough roll.
Definitely an error to double kiss that ball. You got to pick one side or the other.
It looks like John might be straight enough to stop the ball right there and play the 6 in the bottom right corner. Keep things simple.
And he's wanting to come off the rail and shoot it in the other corner.
Looks like he's got some angle there.
Well, when you're that close to the side pocket, you can cheat the pocket pretty easily. Speed's key here. See, he wanted to draw it out and didn't.
Well, again, he's not too bad. He can go either way. He can cut the ball in the bottom left and play 1 rail. He can cut the ball in the bottom right and play 1 rail. I'd prefer the bottom right, because then you can hit just a soft draw with a little outside.
Looks like he's back cutting it.
It does look like that.
I think he's going to draw to the side rail. Back out to the middle of the table.
Yeah, he hit that very good. He's right back in line. Looks to run this rack.
Oh, sorry. No. She's like, wow. Maybe next year. I was working, but I got it afterwards as well. I got Carrie and I got Sal with it.
Should be stop shots here, don't you think, Kerry?
I think so.
Oh, he forced it.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
That is a great question, because it looked like he was straight enough on that he could have just stopped it. I mean, even if he floated a little bit past the straight in line, he could have.
Well, you certainly could have. You could have killed
the.
You could have killed the cue ball pretty easily there.
A lot of things he could have done.
Left himself really tough on this 8.
He seems to be cutting the ball pretty well, though, so he may be okay.
Probably once across for the 9 in the same pocket. Nope, he's going twice across.
Well, he certainly got out of that gem.
Pocketed the ball, that's the important thing.
Now for the really important one.
Here's where you do not want to rush. Good shot. And John Vitale closes out game number 8. Score Jeff Abernathy 5, John Vitale 3.
And that should be the end of the 9-ball. At this point, they're going to transition over to play 8-ball. On the player profiles, both players said that 9-ball was their best game. I saw Jeff play some pretty strong 8-ball, unfortunately, against me earlier today, and so I would...
Had the eagle eye view there, did you? While he's racking, we'll take a quick second here to thank our sponsors. We're here live from Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. The 2013 U.S. Amateur Championship brought to you by APA, poolplayers.com, Strokers Billiards and InsidePool.tv, NYCgrind, CNG Gas, and Corey's Collections. You're watching Jeff Abernathy versus John Vitale. They've just finished playing 8 games of 9-ball. Now they're going to play 8-ball to determine who wins. It is a race to 7.
This format is identical to the APA Masters format. Played a lot of APA Masters, and I've always found that it's such a huge advantage to win that rack right before the transitioning games. You know, you come to it's almost like you're starting a new game in a way. You know, right now, John gets to break, and if he can sort of take control of the 8-ball, he can get right back into this match.
Well, absolutely, and if he can win this particular game, that's going to put him just 1 game behind. No, I was too close, that's all. I just backed off a little bit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Here's the break. Going for that second ball break.
Made a couple of stripes.
Yep, made a couple of stripes.
In this format, the 8 on the break does count as a win.
No real cluster problems here.
It looks like he made 3 stripes on the break. It's not a half bad layout. If he makes this 12-ball, it looks like he's sort of forced to play the 10-ball last. I don't think he has any real option about that.
He might play this in the corner and just roll up there a little bit for the 9 on the side. That'd put him in good position to make the other 2 stripes. Thank you, Berwick. And that's what he's going to do. He's rolled a little far, but I think he'll still be okay. He may opt to cut this in the side carry and go down table and back up to the middle.
It's hard to see how much angle he has. He might just slow roll it.
Yep. He got a little bit more cut than he wanted. He's in good shape now.
He may have to go twice across.
Yeah, I think so.
At least once and off the second rail out to the middle of the table. He's going to need some sort of angle on that 10-ball.
Yeah, the one thing he doesn't want to do is be on the rail with that last stripe. He may come and draw into the 5 here. No, he killed it.
Yeah, he hit that nice.
He'll be all right.
This is a good angle. This is actually a little tricky. He may elect to go forward 3 rails, sort of back to the center of the table. It's a little bit of a cut on the 8, but at least it's sort of guaranteed. It would take quite a lot of stroke to draw the ball.
He's drawing the ball. He's trying to draw it back there where the 3 ball is. Oh, no. Changed his mind.
Yeah, I think that's always the right way on that.
Well, that was the shot that I was thinking.
He just had, it was too difficult to draw the ball from there. Well, this is a big game. If he can get this 8 ball, he closes to within 1 of Jeff. And in the winner break format, you know, Jeff may never come to the table again.
And he pockets it. All right, John Vitale wins game 9. Score is 5-4, favor of Jeff Abernathy. Jeff getting ready to break. Game 10. These players seem to be playing the second ball break.
I moved like 2 feet over. I was standing at the table talking.
Wow, he almost got the 8 in the side on that.
He sure
one.
did. He hit too far down the rack there.
He did, and unfortunately the result was he appears to not have made a ball.
That's just a mess.
It is.
The cue ball right in the middle of it.
Yeah, really, both sets of balls here are not great.
And he doesn't have a great starter ball on either side.
Maybe the 9 ball is the only really semi-easy shot, but it kind of leads nowhere.
I think he's going to spin the 15 in here.
Oh, I didn't see the 15
Go
ball.
up above between the 13 and the 4.
I was just going
There
to
we
say
go.
what I like is to get that 7 out of there. Now,
he-
he in one shot, he more or less just solved this whole rack.
He sure did, and he put his opponent in a tough situation.
I think he's straight in at 11 on the side. He can take care of this whole rack here. 11, 12, 14, 10, 13, 9, 8.
Hike. Depending on where he's planning to play that 10 ball, he may opt to play the 14 after the 11, or he may play the 13.
I would like to get on that 14 ASAP.
Let's look at what he's going to do, I think. Yep,
That's pretty nice.
that's a good job.
Really surprised he wouldn't take that 14 now.
I would never shoot over a ball. I mean, your cue ball's going to go right into those 3 balls on
Yeah,
the rail.
I don't-
You want to keep those there. You don't want to mess them
Absolutely.
up.
I just don't see the advantage to laying off the 14. You're on it now. I mean, you're perfect to get on the 10 ball. Why not get rid of it? I mean, now he can play 14, 10, 12, and then take his pick of the 13 or the 9.
Amazing.
Well,
He doesn't hit those balls, but he misses the shot. That's just
that,
Oh, well.
That was sort of tough to rationalize there.
that was a serious unforced error there. This could tie up the game.
Agreed. Now, John does not exactly have a picnic of a table here. This looks like a
No, he can see the
shooting
5
drill
though.
of some sort. You know, you pocket the ball, come across, pocket the next one. I don't know. He's got to probably try to get into that one ball at this point.
I'm thinking too. Into the one. Well, he did not break it out.
Nor did he make the ball, but he has certainly left his opponent difficult. We saw Jeff make a fantastic long-distance straight-in 9-ball earlier in the match, and this shot might actually play a little easier, except position. Yeah, I think he can just roll forward, and probably this would be a good time to possibly get the 9.
I think so.
The only problem is at that point, I don't know if I want to get rid of that 9 until I've solved the problem of the 14 ball. So it's sort of an insurance on the 8 ball.
Well, the last thing you'd want to do here is jack up.
Yeah, I think that the easiest is to roll this ball in and play for the 13 and then take the 10 on the other side, or whatever that ball beside the 1 is.
Yeah, I think it's a 14.
14, yeah. Boy, he hit that one good. Boy, did he hit that good. He does really well shooting off the rail, that's for sure. Yeah, it looks like he's good for a stop shot on this 13 ball.
I think that's the shot. Play the 13 in the corner and the 14 in the side.
I agree.
Good shot.
Looks pretty good. Let's see if... Oh yeah, he's a little bit on the wrong side of that ball, but he's going to have to play this 10 in the same pocket, which is touchy considering the position he's going to need on the 9 ball.
I can see him actually bumping the 10 here.
He could even roll past the 10 and play it in the other side. That's not going to work.
He bumped the 10, but straight on.
Not the right way.
Yeah, he needed to hit either side of it.
And
Nice.
unfortunately,
Put himself in a tough spot here.
Yeah, it looks like that 10 ball's frozen. I don't think he can bank it even if he wanted to.
No, certainly not cross side. Could bank it cross corner, but you're letting go of the cue ball.
Right, yeah, the cue ball goes wherever. He might have to just roll to the left of the 8 ball and lag the 9 ball up onto the rail and follow it with the cue ball, maybe just leave his opponent tough. I really don't see how he can hide anywhere.
Well, he might be able to hit like a quarter ball on that 10 and put the cue up there by the 8.
I wish we could zoom in and see if that 10's frozen or not, because he's got a lot of difficulty with that shot, with the side pocket looming there. But he could potentially play safe on the 8 or the 9.
Looks like he's going for a bank. Yep. And he made it.
Good
What
Lord,
a great shot.
that was. Oh my God.
What a great shot.
I wouldn't even consider that shot. He shot it in like it was a hanger.
Like it was, and then he misses a straight in shot, the shot before.
This takes a really accurate cueing here to go straight across the table and back.
I think
that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to roll the ball.
He may elect to play underneath the 8 ball. It's easier position. Or he goes the 3 rail route. As long as he avoids that
coming up short, coming up short. Oh, man.
Wow. After all those shots, that is exactly why I would not have played the 3 rail route. Because if you look at the angle to the 8 between the 1 and the 6, that's not exactly a huge position zone on a fast table, tough shot. I don't want to have to play that.
No, your position there is going straight across the table twice.
And I mean, God knows, look at how good he banks the ball. I would have gone straight across the table twice, and if you come up short, he's got to bank on the side.
I agree.
Yep, here I sit criticizing the guy that destroyed me earlier today.
Well, I think he played a little better then, didn't he?
He did, yes, he definitely did. He's made a lot more mistakes in this match.
And, of course, he is on the left side of the chart, so should he not win this match, he's done.
Yeah, one of the toughest things in pool, I think, is you get into this situation to be able to flush it and just say, okay, here's the shot I have. Pretend this is the safe your opponent just played on you. How do you get that mindset where it's so tough to get past, you know, scolding yourself? I'm so stupid. How did I just do that? What was I thinking? That's the toughest thing for me, is to just let that stuff go and just shoot the shot as it lies as best you can. But that's all you really can do in the end.
He's in a tough spot here. He's really forced
Now,
his own hand.
let's see this other view. Okay, so he certainly can hit the 8-ball without too much problem.
Nope.
Not if you hit the 6 first. I wonder if he
didn't
hit that with his stick.
Well, look what he did. He just dropped down and jumped
Really?
right at it.
One-stroked it.
Wow. Almost like a give-up.
Really, I think he was just so upset at what he did that he did exactly what I was just talking about and didn't get past it.
John Vitale smiling, going, "Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you letting me back in the game here."
Now, I gotta kind of question shooting a combo with ball in hand.
When there's no reason to. There's
No.
plenty of room to cut the ball,
I
either of
agree.
those balls. But he made it,
He certainly hit it good.
and he's in a good position to clear the table.
Yeah, if it's me, I'm playing for that 6-ball now. If he has some angle, I want to draw back and play that 6 in the side. I hate having to deal with difficulty at the end of the rack.
Now for me, I'm going down table for the 2 or the 5 after the 4 here.
Well, let's see what he does. Let's see what his angle looks like on this ball. Okay, so he's got some angle, more than I
Yeah,
thought.
he's drawing it like you said.
Well, now he's probably going to punch it over and play the 6 in the top right. Well, maybe. I think that's what he had in mind, but he forgot to stroke the ball. So I think he can cue beside that 6-ball for the 1. I think he's okay.
Yeah, shooting over it a little though. He doesn't. He would have got down there and hit the ball, but he's going to take a second look at it. This is why I would have gone down table. There's no chance of leaving yourself on a ball where you have to shoot over it. Good shot.
Well, he ought to be able to roll this 5-ball in and basically put the cue ball right where he's pointing. Get a little. Personally, I would like a little more angle than he pointed to, unless he's planning to go 2 rails for the 6 in the side, which is a good way to go. Gives him a little more room for error.
And he did. That's a good angle. Now we'll see if he goes 2 rails or 1 rail for shape on his next ball.
I mean, there's 100 things he could do here. He could even play for the 3-ball, just 1 rail,
And
straight
that's
down the table
that's
for the
what
3.
he's doing.
And I mean, the 6-ball has 5 pockets, so it's not really a big deal leaving that one to last.
Yeah, but you want to know what pocket you're going for before you shoot this ball right here.
This is true.
And he's going to play the 6 and leave the 3 for last.
Yeah, he's perfect. He'll just draw to the side rail, get straight in on the 3. Should be fine.
Yeah, but that's not what he planned to do.
I don't think it is. Yeah, you're right.
It's another error.
I agree with you. He hit a lot, too much inside on that ball.
Good shot. All he has to do is pocket the 3 here, and it's a tie game.
Yeah, he had better get really comfortable before he shoots this shot.
Well, he doesn't have to do anything other than make the ball.
Just roll it in.
Oh,
Wow, he came awfully close.
3 rail bank.
Missing that ball. Wow.
And game 10 goes to John Vitale. We are tied up at 5. We're here live at Strokers Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida. 2013 U.S. Amateur National Championships, brought to you by APA, poolplayers.com, Strokers Billiards InsidePool.tv, NYCgrind, CNG Gas, and Corey's Collections. Got a great match going on here. Jeff Abernathy and John Vitale. Race to 7. They're both tied at 5. Both players not been very comfortable in this match. There have been several errors. John seems to be favoring the side in the second ball break. Broke that way 3 times in a row now.
Wow, that 8-ball shot out of the rack.
Sure did.
But again, he didn't hit that second ball all that square, and the price he pays is nothing down on the break.
Well, and again, as an instructor, I like that head ball break more than anything else because you get a great transition of energy.
I agree. I generally prefer the head ball break, but the reason for it, for me, is more the fact that I can control the cue ball better. On the second ball break, you could end up who knows where.
Absolutely.
The biggest advantage to it is the possible 8 on the break, and also the other advantage is if you don't make a ball on the break, they tend to be more clustered, which can possibly favor you as a player, depending, of course, on who your opponent is and how they play. I find that on the bar tables, the second ball break is very effective.
I see that a lot.
In part because on some of those bar tables, it's just impossible to rack the balls tight, and you can hit them 1,000 miles an hour head on and not make a ball.
Or there's a big divot where the head ball goes.
Yep. But Jeff is now facing that moment where he knows he's given up his lead. He missed a ball he shouldn't have missed, and
well, to get to the hill.
Yep, he's got to really bear down here.
Did you find it? Ready? Okay. Did you find it?
So she's coming here at 7.
Oh.
And unfortunately, he did not make that ball. This is going to leave a wide open table for an open table. John at least has a selection of balls, and I imagine he will elect to take the stripes.
Thank you, man.
I'm sure these players are tired. They've been playing since this morning.
Yeah, and the way the bracket works today is it's pretty much nonstop. If you were lucky enough to be on the winner's side from yesterday, you get a slight break. But on the one-loss side, it's basically back-to-back matches every hour and a half until 10:30 at night. John has definitely got some work to do here. That 11 ball is really his only significant problem.
Good speed. I don't know. I don't think he's in a position to take care of that 11 yet.
Let's take a look here. I think he might be able to make this. You know what? It looks like he can make the 9 and draw into the 7 ball and free it up that way. And he has the 15 as an insurance ball. He may follow one rail into the 11 as well.
Well, you have to do that 11 must go by pretty easily.
Yes, it must. Yeah, it must. Well, if that's the case, then he's in really good shape.
Yeah, he's looking good here. 13.
Yeah, I think I'd play for the 12 or 13 now, unless he can, just roll down.
Don't get in front of that. Oh man!
Yeah, see, I don't think that was a great idea. I think he was trying to play for the 15, and I don't know if that was the right way to go. I mean, you always hear about the principle of if you don't need to move balls, don't move them.
Exactly.
You don't know exactly where they're going to come out, and something just like this could happen.
And especially hitting your opponent's balls. That rule applies to hitting your own,
right?
Let alone hitting your opponent's balls. You never run into anything unless you've got a purpose in mind.
I don't know that he has any real option here except to soft combo that 4 in and leave the 15 on the rail, and I don't even know if he can do that. The 4 might be too close to the rail. Yeah, it looks like he probably can. You know, real soft speed and just. But at that point, he's hitting it soft enough that he may give up the 2-ball in the other corner.
Absolutely.
This is a tough spot.
Very tough spot.
You know, I think he's got to play the 12 or 13 and try to get a little better on that ball to play the safe. Or if he really wants to be a hero, maybe he's straight enough in that he can draw back into it.
Now, it doesn't appear he likes his odds. He's going for the safety here. That might have turned out okay. He's got the 7 in the side. Two's still going to be a problem. I'd favor him to be one of those postal guys. You know, just walk in and start shooting up. There's a good move. Take a lap around the table. Take a look at the lay of the table from every side of the table before you make your decision on where you're going.
Yeah, he may. It looks like
he's really only got one shot as a 7 in the side.
Well, see, I feel like he should maybe bank that 2 out of there. He can draw to the side rail and leave only the combo.
He's back cutting the 5-ball.
Wow.
Good shot.
He certainly made it. How's he going to come out here, though?
Don't roll into those stripes.
Wow. Okay, well, he's not too bad here, but I still don't see how he's going to deal with that 2 situation.
I don't see it yet, but I'm thinking maybe off the 7-ball. I think he'll play the 1.
Could be, yeah.
Come across table, play the 6.
Yeah, he's probably got to leave that 3 there as, not only is that
it's
an insurance ball, but it's a key
yeah.
ball to the 8.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like you're right. It looks like, I mean, I'd like to shoot that 7 in the bottom left and just go right into the 2-ball and essentially play shape for the 3.
Sure.
No matter what he does, it's not going to be easy. But I think he should have taken that 2-ball when he had the chance. He was right there. He could have drew back to the side rail and left really no shot, no bank on the 15, no nothing.
I agree with you. Again, that's an unforced error. We've seen a lot in this match. Very surprising. Just goes to show you, everybody gets a little bit of the jitters up here.
Wow, it looks like there's about 287 viewers right now enjoying this stream from InsidePool for free. That's pretty tough to beat. You got to hand it to these guys at InsidePool. They really do a lot of work, and I mean, this is what helps generate interest in this game.
Now he should come down off the long rail for the 7. That should put him in position to break out the 2.
Yeah, Anya in the chat makes a good point. Everybody, you know, please feel free to share the link for InsidePool.tv. Tell your friends that it's on. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that may not even know this is available. It's some pretty cool stuff to watch for nothing.
Well, there's an interesting shot. He's actually put himself in a pretty good position here to draw back into the 15.
If he's straight in, he's in great shape. Oh boy, that's nice. That's real nice. He can go straight into that.
Got to make this ball.
forgot the important part there. You know what it was? Is he wasn't quite straight in, but he played position as if he was straight in, and he shot it as if he was straight in.
You know what I think? I think he was in his head. He was all about the position on the two.
Yep.
Forgot to make the ball.
It seems like that's one of the best ways to miss the ball is play shape as if the ball goes in a pocket where there isn't a pocket.
Yeah. Slow down. Slow down.
Yeah, he should be okay, but he made that a lot tougher than it needed to be.
Both of these players
are. Goes by. Well, they're feeling it. It's
they are.
5-5. It's getting deeper into the tournament.
They're feeling the pressure.
I think his option here is to just soft draw this ball in and drift to the left and play the 12 in the other corner, the top right corner.
I like that. But he's got such a steep angle here.
He does. Let's take a look at the other view here. It looks like he's. Oh yeah, he's got quite a bit of cut there.
I think he might come around the table.
I wonder if he's completely ruled out this combo. I mean, I think he can do a stop shot straight at the 13, 12 on the side, and the 13 drifts down towards the corner. I wouldn't rule it out, but he's been shooting very well. He's been pocketing balls well. So going around the table here is not really a big deal. The table plays fast. He doesn't even have to really hit it that hard.
But again, you got to pocket this ball for certain. And again,
yeah, he stepped up on that.
All about shape.
He really did jump up.
Sure did.
All right, well, Jeff has a must-make on this 2-ball. Because there's really no viable safety option. I mean, he's just got to make this ball. And he's been shooting shots like this really good all day, all match. It's just got to do it. Doesn't really have to play any kind of position, just roll it in.
And he makes the ball. He's going to be okay, though. Yeah, played the 7 in the corner. Come over for the 3.
7 goes past the 13.
Oh, yeah.
And he should be good.
I want to see if he draws the cue ball above the side pocket or below the side pocket. Oh, now he's going. He apparently can't go by there. He looks like he's back cutting the 7 here. And he did. Put it right in. Great shot.
Under the pressure, he hit that nice. Well, I think at this point he's probably going to just play stop shot, drift off the rail, play the 8 on the side.
That's certainly what I'd do.
He could even roll down to the bottom if he wanted to.
He could, but he might come off at the wrong angle for the 8. Because, again, the 13's blocking the hole in case you don't get on the side pocket.
Yeah,
that's what he did. Good job. Keep it simple. And Jeff Abernathy takes game 11, leads 6-5. Jeff's on the hill. We may have a hill-hill match here.
We very well may. Looks like John is taking a break. Matches there in the background. We see Ray Linares playing at the table in the background. He just had a great match against Brian Parks, but unfortunately came out on the wrong end of that one.
He did, and again, there was another match where there was a lot of errors by both players.
Agreed. And in the far back corner is my buddy John James from Massachusetts. He's been playing well. He lost to Brian Parks earlier in the tournament, but has been going pretty strong on the loser side. Yeah, looks like they're ready to get back at it.
Take another quick second here to thank our sponsors. We're here live at Strokers Billiards, Palm Harbor, Florida, at the 2013 U.S. Amateur National Championships. Brought to you by APA, poolplayers.com, Strokers Billiards, InsidePool.tv, NYCgrind, CNG Gas, and Corey's Collections. I'm Scott Lee, joined in the booth here with Kerry McAuliffe. We're bringing you this match live, Jeb Abernathy versus John Vitale. Jeff's on the hill with 6, John's got 5 and is breaking in game 12.
Jared in the chat was asking what the format is here. The way this works is they play a combination of 8-ball and 9-ball. It's a race to 7 games total. Whoever wins the lag decides if they want to break first or whether to play 8-ball or 9-ball first. Whichever one they do, they play 8 games of 9-ball and 5 games of 8-ball, and the first person to get to 7 first wins. So as they said, they did start off with 9-ball, and I believe Jeff was in the lead 5-3 after 9-ball, and then they switched to 8-ball, and they continue to play until someone gets to 7.
And he was in the lead 4-1 at one point.
Yeah, John made a nice comeback, and now Jeff is in a position to win. He was breaking 8-ball excellent when I played against him. And
nice break there, did pocket a ball.
Now this is what I think Scott was saying earlier too, with that head ball break, you tend to spread the balls out a little better. If you can hit the head ball solid, the balls tend to spread out a little bit better, less clusters, better cue ball control. I personally think there's a lot of advantages to breaking that way.
Well, he lost his cue ball here a little bit. He definitely didn't want to be back on that head rail there.
It looks like he ought to be able to slice in this 2 and get out around that 12 ball and play the 7 next. From there, he looks pretty good to get out.
He's got his choice because he made 1 of each. Okay. Pockets the 2.
Wow, that's an unexpected bonus right there. If he likes this combo,
that was helpful.
Certainly makes the rack easier.
Nice easy shot here. Oh, he didn't help himself there.
That certainly makes things a little tougher.
That does.
Well,
I think if it were me, Kerry, I might shoot the 6 in the side right now and power draw into that pair.
What I was thinking, and what's funny is he had a practice shot at this earlier. You know, this time he doesn't have to be so accurate. So that 6 ball hits the 7, it's in.
Right.
And so he can more or less play whichever side of the 7 he prefers. I would personally prefer to play the far side of the 7 to stay away from these 3 balls over here on the right side of the table.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a strange shot.
He jumped out of his shoes on that ball. He was up away from that ball before he even hit it. Now, you know what? He might... Before we say that, he might have intended to do something of that sort because he basically owns that 8 ball at the moment. And if you notice that he tied up the 12 ball down the other end of the table, which sort of buys him some time to figure out the rest of his rack.
Sure.
So it may not have been an error.
And it looks like the 10 ball is frozen on the side rail there. I believe that's the 10.
Let's see real quick if we can tell if this 4 ball goes in. And I'm thinking it does not. It certainly doesn't look like there's enough ball to hit. I mean, from this layout, wow, he hit that ball great. From this layout, I really think John has the slight advantage here. In fact, he's in.
Well, he's in position to take care of that problem
exactly.
on the head rail there.
Yeah, he can draw to the side rail now, get good on the 9, break open the other one. He's got this ball hanging in the side here as an insurance ball. The only real issue he has is he probably wants to make one of these 2 balls right near his cue ball off of the 4 ball and solve that 8 ball problem. Yeah, see, I don't like that. I don't think he should have taken that ball. I think that ball was extremely useful where it was.
Well, he's created a problem for both players now.
Unfortunately, he also eliminated one of his solutions to that problem. I mean, he can go into them now, but it's a bit of a mystery how they're going to come out.
It sure is. Not only do you know what the outcome's going to be, but you're not sure where the cue ball's going to end up. Well, he hit it pretty good. Oh, and he scratches. Well,
hit him great, except for that one small issue.
I think Jeff's going to take a hard look at that 4 ball. Oh.
Bandit, I think you're right. I believe the last round is at 10:30 p.m. tonight.
That's a good play.
Strong right there.
That's jail time.
Yep, that looks like
You're
almost a guarantee for him to win this rack from here. John is going to have to do something pretty spectacular.
Well, your objective in a safety is never just hook you want to put your opponent in jail. Ball in hand should be the objective in any type of safety play. And he's certainly got a high probability of getting it here.
That was really an excellent play, not only because he's completely frozen up the cue ball, but he also solved his one and only problem ball, and that's the best kind of safety you can possibly play an 8 ball. You solve a problem and you play a great safe and get ball in hand. I mean, that's as good as it gets. I think that cue ball is frozen on the rail as well, so I don't even know if he has the option to come 2 rails out of there. It's tough.
Calling all Mass A players.
Yeah. he really pretty much has to come up with some
Venom, where are you?
Yeah.
He'd squirt right around that ball and at least hit those stripes.
You know, the one shot I'm seeing here is he able... All right, first of all, it looks like he might be trying to block the 4 ball, and that was the first thing I thought of. But he might be able to do sort of a Z kick, you know, and hit the 9 ball down the other end of the table. I think that might be available. If he basically hits it to the side rail with a decent amount of left English, it'll reverse on the 2nd rail, and he might be able to get into that, I think it's the 12 and the 9 ball down the other end.
Such a tough shot to hit it so light that 8 doesn't move anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, you know, he knows he's given ball in hand. He doesn't have to worry too much about what he does here, but boy, that's tough. You know, that might be his only realistic option. Actually, come to think of it, now that I look again, he may be able to hit the side rail, go to the other side rail, and hit these 2 balls over here by the side pocket. Not that that necessarily even helps. I mean, Jeff's got 3 hangers and 1 ball that's almost a hanger, so it's pretty tough to play safe here.
Yeah.
I mean, even a hero kick shot is not even good enough.
It looks like he's going to try and move the 4 down table.
Yeah, Bandit, that was the shot that I said earlier. I think that might be one of his only options here. But, you know, I don't think moving the 4 is good enough either. I really don't, and certainly not to there.
That's not good enough.
I mean, there's Jeff's first shot right there. He's going to take the 4 right off the bat. He can play the 4-7 combo, and you know, that was tough though.
He just wants to lay that 4 right in front of the pocket. Good shot.
That's pretty perfect. It looks like he's going to go 5, 6, 4, 8.
And you called it, Kerry. All he has to do is make this ball come down to the rail. Game over. It looks like Jeff Abernathy will prevail over John Vitale. And he does. 7-5. Good match, guys.
We'll eliminate John from the tournament. Jeff will move on. We'll be back shortly with the next match on the stream table.
Absolutely. For InsidePool.tv, I'm Scott Lee, joined in the booth by Kerry McAuliffe. We'll be back later.